This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Not just any podcast. It's the Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast. Thought I'd give it a better intro than yesterday's flub, which sounded like I was just not paying attention.
I thought it was fine.
Maybe I was not paying attention.
Were you not paying attention?
Felt like I was, but maybe I wasn't. I was off my game yesterday.
I think you were tired yesterday. You did seem tired. Tomorrow you won't be here.
Oh
so you better make today count.
Can we address that right away before we get into all
I don't know
the
what you
stuff
need to address.
we haven't prepared?
Sure.
I'm having some sort of major
Exactly.
periodontal reconstructive surgery. So I'm having a tooth pulled because it's dying and cracked, and I'm 60 years old. And the genius who's going to be doing it, through the x-ray, has noticed that I have a hole in my sinus bone in which the tooth is in there. So they've got to repair that with some sort of, natural epoxy, I will assume. But as he explained it to me, it tricks your body into believing it's actually real bone. So it never rejects it.
Okay.
Less than 1% of the cases. And then they're going to, because it's one of my major molars, then they're going to have to put a fake tooth in. What do you call those? Anyway, I'm going to need one of those.
A fake tooth? A denture? Not a denture.
An implant.
Implant.
That's
there you go.
In like 6 months. So I have to wait for it to heal. And then they drill a titanium plate in there to affix the tooth. And there it is. And then I will be good as new. And say, even better, this tooth will outlive me. I will be in my coffin, and all they will find in hundreds of years is
Mark
a
will
tooth.
be off for the rest of the week and back on Monday.
I'm going to come in tomorrow with such good stories about how well it went.
I, too, have been to the dentist this week. I went yesterday just for a simple cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had a sensitive tooth, so I thought I'd lost a filling, to be quite honest. And I'm always afraid that I'll have cavities.
Yeah.
Because I do brush. I look after my teeth, but quite often I get cavities. And with the boys last week having their dental appointments and being cavity free, there was a lot of pressure yesterday.
Here we go. Don't bring it home, Mom.
So yes, I did lose some of my filling. So they have to repair one of my fillings. At first, they didn't see it. They thought it was maybe the toothpaste. My teeth were becoming too sensitive. Mm-hmm. But then the dentist looked again, and he said, no, there is a crack there, and you've lost part. I'm like, whoa, okay. So they're going to fix that up. And he's talking away. I'm like, yeah, but do I have any new ones? Like, do you see? He's like, no. He said, no, that's all we have. There's no cavities. I'm like, yes. And literally, that's what I did in the chair. I raised my fist. Yes. The hygienist high-fived me. She's like, you show those boys.
Who loves a patient more than that? Like, they're right into it. People are afraid to go. Not me. I can't wait to go.
Could you imagine my kids not having cavities and then me coming home with a cavity?
Yeah.
That would suck.
That would be terrible.
It would be horrible.
Good luck parenting them the rest of your life.
And mark my words, Mark, tomorrow you will not be in.
I will not be in. See, that's just a challenge.
I know.
And you did that on purpose.
It's going to kill you. It's going to kill you not to be here tomorrow.
Drag myself in.
And it's supposed to freeze rain. So just keep that in mind. I'll be driving in the freezing rain tomorrow morning.
No, you will not be. I'm going to get up to come in. And if it's freezing rain, you're not to come in.
I'm coming in because you're going to be away tomorrow.
No, I'm not going to be away tomorrow. I'm really tempted,
Thursday.
though. I thought, oh, boy, to sleep in and then just get up and write all day or something. Maybe I'll do that.
Well, you will. You'll have 2 solid days.
No, I got Friday off. Good Friday.
I know. And Good Friday is nice. The kids asked me again. They're like, so do you have Monday off? And this is why the cavities came into play, too. Because I'm like, at least I have to come home cavity free because I don't have Monday off. Because they rubbed that in yesterday, too.
Do they have Monday off? They do,
Yeah,
right?
kids have
See, I keep forgetting that.
Yeah. If you're a student,
you get Easter Monday.
You don't have to go to school on Monday.
But parents, we just keep on suffering.
We keep on working.
Keep on working. But Easter for me, first of the 6 long weekends in the summer. Kicks it off.
checks it off.
Easter, Victoria Day, Canada Day, August Labor Day, and Thanksgiving. Those are the 6 weekends of summer.
And I'm glad you reminded me that, because this weather is crap.
It is horrible.
And I hate it. And I don't know if you can tell by the tone of my voice when I read the forecast, I am done.
You had enough, yeah.
And Brittlestar, the comedian out of, now I didn't realize he was from Stratford, but your hometown. He put out a video, and I don't know that it's new. I want to say I have seen it before, but he did the 4 seasons of Canada.
Yeah.
And when he gets to spring, he nails it. He hits it right on the head. There's,
it's on
betrayal.
It's on the station Facebook page as well, with a minute 15. It's very, very funny. You'll recognize me if you've seen it before.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have 4 seasons: summer, fall, winter, and betrayal.
Betrayal. Spring is a liar.
Spring promises you a beautiful evening before it kicks you in the nuts. That's what he says. It's like so true.
It is. And that's exactly what we've had the last couple of weeks. You start to get hopeful, like a new love. You start to get hopeful, and then boom comes the kick in the nuts, and the snow comes in, and the freezing rain, and the flooding, and all the crap. And it's like, oh, because it does. It looks dreary too right now.
But. New love is just like everybody else. Nope. Not happening.
So anyway, you can check that out today. We talked a lot about the weather and the crappy
It's a good show today.
Yeah. Well, it was, because then we talked about Donald Trump. We started the show with that.
Yeah.
And you laughed at me because I don't think anything's going to happen
today. Because you don't think he'll actually show up at the courthouse?
I don't think anything will. I don't think anything's going to come of this long term. But no, they say he's going to surrender. To be fingerprinted and the charges.
Photographed. Yeah. Mugshot.
Yeah. They weren't sure. Are they doing the mugshot? I didn't think they were sure about the mugshot. The fingerprints for sure, but he was going to be formally charged with...
Unseal the indictment.
Yeah.
Read to him. He's going to loudly claim not guilty, get on a plane, go back to Florida. Because they don't believe that the charges at this stage are... warrant bail being set. Because they don't think that because he owns his own plane, he's a flight risk.
Oh my God.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
But yeah, you were laughing. You were laughing at me because you said today's the day. He's going to. I'm like,
today's the day. No. Lucy and the football again, everybody.
No, we all get excited. Yep, we take a run to kick that ball, and then the ball's lifted away. I don't until I actually see it. Until I see him there in the courthouse, I don't believe he's going to show up until. And yes, he's being charged today, but in the back of my head, I'm like, but he's not.
Right.
Because they're not keeping him. Like you said, he's going to go back to Florida. Yeah. So nothing is happening. It's not happening. Bringing him to any sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Bringing him to admit, not even to admit.
Like justice of some sort?
Yeah, it's not, we're not there yet. It's not going to happen today.
And then I guess he's going to go on TV tonight, and of course Slam.
Of course he is.
Which is going to then put the judge...
rally everybody and...
in an awkward position to put a gag order on him. Well, good luck with that, because then all the
Crazy Lady's going to be there in New York today, too. What is her name? I always forget her first name. Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
Who just came off of her 60 Minutes calling Democrats pedophiles interview. And she's holding a rally across...
No pushback from Leslie's. And the thing is, I was willing to support...
Did you watch it?
No. Okay. We were just coming back from Toronto. I was willing to support 60 Minutes when everybody was against them. And my thought was, okay, look, if you want to begin to heal the rift in the United States, and those that only watch Fox never watch 60 Minutes... The only way to get them to do it is to bring one of their heroes over. But then, if you don't at least take the opportunity to expose the ludicrousness of some of the things she says, from Jewish space lasers to parties of pedophiles, so that at least you can ask a reasonable follow-up question that will make some people go, I never thought of that, right? Like, you've got to take that chance. It's the only way. So to just go, wow, and leave it at that, horrible job. Terrible job.
I don't agree with. Having her on, I wasn't against Leslie sitting down with her and speaking to her because I think you need to. She's such a prominent figure, good or bad.
Right. Yeah.
You should, and you need to keep it balanced if you want to maintain the integrity of the show. Like if you're going to have less crazy people on.
Right.
Then
you bring the crazies on. Sure. No, I get that.
But you're right. You need to question like you would anybody. I think of Barbara Walters. I don't know that Barbara would have sat there. She would have been like, no, hang on, explain this to me. Like, what do you mean? What?
Right.
Go further with this. Why do you think this? Why are you saying that? What have they done? like call her on her
just say,
opinion
wow.
and like what led you to feel that way. Mm-hmm. And you're right. They should have done that.
I remember, they interviewed Rush Limbaugh years ago. They've had Donald Trump on there. So it's not like they haven't had the opportunity, but they've always, and I say push back, but they always follow through to say, do you mean this? Like, are you really saying that? So just to say wow and move on?
And I know she's a journalist and there's different expectations and I realize that. But honestly, if in that same situation, what do you say? Like if you hear something that's so incredulous, so ridiculous, so shocking or surprising to you, how do you respond? Like how do you, and I realize she's reporting and she does have a job to do, but listening to it even, I was like, am I really hearing this? Like, is this really what she's saying?
But the problem is she asked the question. She asked the question, do you really believe that Democrats are pedophiles? So she knew. So why don't you have your follow-up question, which is, well, over the last 3 years, X number of Republicans have now been charged and found guilty of pedophilia. What do you say to your colleagues in the Republican Party about that? That's the obvious follow-up question, because you can then say, well, all adults are guilty, or it's not a political problem. It's a problem we have in society.
No, that's true.
But to just say wow and leave it, like I'm not saying poke the other side, but show the balance. Look, it's not just them, it's both. How do you not do that? That's what makes me crazy.
No, absolutely. And as a reporter, again, she should have done that. That's her job to do that.
The question.
That's her job to do that.
Yeah.
But I wonder if by just saying wow and not doing it, she felt it made more of an impression.
Doesn't sway anybody.
Well, we're talking about it, though.
No, but it doesn't sway her side.
It doesn't.
They go, wow, see, they all said that she had a great, right? So it's like she didn't sway anybody,
Do you think that was the purpose?
Yeah.
You do?
I do. That's the opportunity to just
it's
say.
Certainly an opportunity. I just wonder if it was the purpose.
To calm everybody down.
But I don't know if the purpose was to calm everybody down.
Do you know what the ratings were for 60 Minutes?
I'm sure
Sunday
it was
night?
high.
Abysmal.
Oh, really?
Abysmal.
Well, to be honest, I didn't know she was even on until afterwards, until the sound clip started.
Yeah.
I didn't know that that's who they had on this week.
Yeah. So
if they had promoted it, though, like if, and I'm not saying because I didn't know they didn't promote it, but there didn't seem to be a lot of
That's the most promotion I've known on 60 Minutes in years.
Really? So you saw it?
I never see who's on any given week until I saw that was coming up. And I thought,
and did you see it on TV? Did you see it on social media?
On
social media.
Yeah. Yeah. And mostly from her side. We're saying, I'm going to watch 60 Minutes now for the first time in 20 years. But guess what? It's not enough of them. I know we're afraid of them because they're loud, but, that's like the gun lobbies. Not a lot of them, but they're really loud. And but we'll see. We'll go because she's going to be in New York today. And the mayor said,
that was awesome.
This is great. Not just to her, but anybody who plans on doing anything. He said, this is our home. This is not your playground for misplaced anger.
Yeah.
Okay. So behave yourselves when you're in our home.
I'll believe it when I see it, but a part of me I'm not hoping for chaos, but I hope he has the actions to follow his words.
Yeah.
So if something does happen, maybe not necessarily with her directly, but anybody else, if they start yelling or throwing or misbehaving, that the steps will be taken.
And I don't want anybody violently hurt, but if you break the law, arrest you.
Exactly.
Spend the night in jail, or it's a fine, whatever it normally is. But if you break property, if you do whatever, then,
If you should be charged, you are charged, kind of thing. Yeah, and I do hope that happens.
So that's going on today. By the time you catch this, maybe it'll be like, wow, you guys got it wrong because New York burned. I don't know.
Oh, gosh.
It could go crazy.
I really hope not.
It could go crazy.
You said about being scared of people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Donald Trump for that matter, because it does, when you say he's going to be on TV, that worries me more than this afternoon, honestly. Giving him that platform again.
Yeah.
Where he has the audience. What's like it's not today, I guess what's to come.
Yeah.
Is more the worrisome part.
I mean, he's still making tons of money.
Oh, of course.
His indictment, he makes money off. That's what's so crazy. Okay. I remember 30 years ago when what was his name? Gary.
You were talking about it this morning.
Yeah, then found out he would have an affair.
He was running for president?
He was running for president as a Democrat, and they found out he had an affair 10 years earlier, and he had to back out.
10 years earlier?
Yeah. And he had to
dropped
back
out.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, look what
Oh, my
Trump has had.
gosh.
Well, and I shouldn't just say Trump. I guess the scandals that have come through the White House
from Bill
since.
Clinton.
Even Obama to a point, but then with Trump, of course, the big one, the most recent one.
Yeah.
And it's like, well,
Yeah.
like even if he's convicted of this, so then he's a convicted felon or he has a record, he can still run.
Not as a felon if he.
So this isn't a felony. This is.
Oh, some of the charges are felonies.
That's what I
but
mean.
Let's say he's found not guilty of the felonies, but he is of whatever. Although fraud's a felony, then you're seriously hampered.
See, I thought if he was found guilty, he
could.
could still run.
No, but that's a judgment, right? So how long is this going to take? Is it going to take a year and a half before we get sentencing if any of the charges are found to be guilty? Right. So
that's when I'll get excited. That's when I will be like, yes, today's the day. Or
here we go.
Now we got a decision coming and who knows what's.
Yeah.
That's when we get to that point, that's when I'll actually start believing.
And
something's going to happen.
I'll believe it's over when the temperature comes down.
Yes.
And everybody, Republicans and Democrats can sit down and have a coffee with each other and talk about sports or can talk about their kids.
Without getting into an argument.
Without everything having to be a finger-pointing anger rage
I've
moment.
seen so many memes lately about that you don't have to agree with someone to be kind. You don't have to agree with someone to just sit with them or to talk to them. Just you don't have to be arguing all the time with people.
Yeah. So it's crazy.
It is.
Crazy.
It is crazy.
But it is Masters Week, too. And this is one of my favorite weeks because we in Canada look forward to the Masters because that's the beginning of golf season.
Okay.
Maybe not in
I think we have a little time left.
Quinte region of Ontario, but in some spots around the globe on Canada, it is golf season. So Scotty Scheffler was a winner last year. And one of the great traditions, of course, is you get to set the menu for the Masters Club dinner, which is always held the Tuesday night. So that's tonight. And here is his menu. The opening appetizers are cheeseburger sliders.
Yes.
Served Scotty style, whatever that means. Firecracker shrimp with sweet Thai chili and sriracha mayo. Tortilla soup. And then one of two main dishes, a Texas ribeye steak or blackened redfish.
I would go with the steak.
Followed up on dessert. With family-style mac and cheese.
Yes.
Jalapeno creamed corn. Fried Brussels sprouts. What?
Yay.
Seasoned fries.
Nice. That would be delicious.
And dessert is the best ever. Warm chocolate chip skillet cookie with milk and cookies ice cream. Served in honor of Mr. Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, see, you eat this, and then you have to go out and golf.
Yep, every single
That's crazy.
time. Year before when Hideo Matsuyama won.
Yeah, that was a cool one.
It was Miyazaki Wagyu, which is a beef ribeye with mushrooms and vegetables, steamed up Japanese style. When Dustin Johnson won 2 years ago, it was family-style slides. Main course was a filet mignon. Tiger Woods in 2020, after he won it for the 71st time,
was that the cheeseburger meal?
I'm trying to see. No, it looks like chicken fajitas.
Oh,
it's the main one on that. Patrick Reed, nobody likes him, so nobody went. No, they went prime bone-in cowboy ribeye. But I should just scream back a few years to 2000, and they didn't. Where did they do it? Where's the...
Are you all right?
Yeah, no, I'm looking for when Mike Weir won. Where's Mike Weir's?
The
there it is. Elk, wild boar, and Arctic char. That's what he had. Very Canadian.
Well, and that's when you read Scotty Scheffler's this morning. I thought, okay, where's he from? Because it's barbecue and spice. So I thought Southern, and you kind of wondered that too. And I looked at him and was like, he's from New Jersey.
I thought it was Texas. I keep hearing Texas.
Well, he went to school in Texas.
That's
the
what
University
it must be.
of Texas.
That must
because
be what it was.
When you read that off, I'm like, yeah, that's like cowboy food.
Yeah.
But being from New Jersey, it's like,
cowboy food.
I wouldn't think New Jersey, but it's because he now is in Texas, I believe. That's where he's
That's where he's from.
Put down roots.
That's where he had his formative years.
Yes.
University of Texas as a Longhorn. So that begins, and then tomorrow's a par 3 contest, but I'm not going to be here. So
Nope. You can watch it from home.
I will.
Or is it televised? Is the par 3
sometimes
televised?
TSN will show it, which is kind of
Right.
crazy. But one of the fun things, because you and I are going to do a Masters pool because we bet on everything, and I lose, and I owe her more
like
coffees.
to beat Mark.
More coffees than I can afford to pay. I don't know how Wayne can afford to
Well,
live with you.
It's
You're
a good
right
question.
so often. Is how many holes in one there will be tomorrow on the par 3? Because generally, there's always at least one. One year there was 4. I always like to land on 3 because it tends to be if there's 1, there's 3.
I'll say 2.
Okay, so I'll think about it tomorrow in my Tylenol 3 haze
Okay.
of my surgery today, and then I'll arrive. I'll have to take 3 then if you take 2, just for some fun and kick it off on Thursday.
I'm going to say 2.
So we get into it, as well as the Easter long weekend once again coming up. But tomorrow on the show, a very special guest, outgoing Fire Chief Monique Belair on the show.
Yes, she heads to Kingston beginning next week.
Yep.
After 2 years. And yet, when we talk to her, it's so funny because, yes, she hasn't been here that long, but what she's done in those 2 years, what the fire department here in Belleville has done in the last 2 years with her leadership is just, it's pretty impressive.
It is. And
impressive.
I didn't want to ask her because today is actually, as you're listening, her final day. She's
Yes.
taking tomorrow and Thursday off and then begins on Monday with the Easter long weekend coming. I want to ask her, how did that process with Kingston start? Did they headhunt you or did you hear about it? Because the last thing you want to hear is, oh, no, I couldn't wait to get out of here and go to Kingston,
Well,
which isn't the answer
it doesn't
whatsoever.
sound that way, though.
No.
It sounds like she genuinely enjoyed her time here, but this opportunity came along.
Yeah.
But you're right. Yeah, it's kind of.
If they woo you and it's not that far,
Yeah.
it's not like she's moving, 6 hours away.
Exactly.
She's,
Down the road.
she's just moving closer to Costco. That's all she's doing. She's going to be right there.
Tired of waiting for it here. She's
Right.
going there.
She's going to talk about Campbell. She's going to talk about some of the other
Yes.
great initiatives she's most proud of, including the sculpture statue that's going
Yep.
up and morale and things like that, which is so great
her
to hear.
crew, she's
Yeah.
very, very. You can tell how proud she is of the department here, and what a department we have here. How
Mm-hmm. Yep.
fortunate we are to have everybody here working.
Yep.
So
and the great love she has of them.
that's just it. The
Yeah.
appreciation and
both ways.
Yep.
Yep.
It's quite a chat, and it was wonderful. She spent some time with us before she went. I said to her, I do hope, probably, I don't know. I don't want to say it'd be the last time we speak to her.
Yeah.
Our paths hopefully will cross again, and with her being just in Kingston, it could happen.
Yeah.
She did say she'd come back for the unveiling of the monument once it gets here, but wishing her all the best. So
And
it was
more
nice to
about
chat.
but Camp Molly, her great initiative, which is so
Amazing.
good. So that's coming up on the show tomorrow. We're going to have our iPod Shuffle with Galaxy of Games, and it's really up in the air who's going to be in the big chair here. I suspect
I will be.
it will be Charity, and I will sit over there and just wave.
No, you won't be here.
Go get you coffee.
Nope.
Dub off
If you're not
traffic.
going to sit in that chair where you are, don't come in.
I'm going to sit in this chair. Call Jimmy. All the stuff that I do on any given day when I'm not interfering with Charity's show.
Whatever.
Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast. Have a super day, all right? Great Tuesday, April 4th.
Good luck at the dentist.
Thank you. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning, I hope.